watched a movie today.
1313 Frankenqueen.
It's a thriller by all definitions.
It had us on the edge of our seats.
Unfortunately, that's just due to our bad posture. Nope, not gonna. Dick.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
For your heinous suggestion of doing this movie series this month.
So yeah, we're continuing on with 1313, as we said in our previous episode, Bermuda Triangle. Frankenqueen. What can you say about
I don't know the
Frankenqueen?
Alright, I was saying this during the movie. I don't know the chronological order that these movies came out, but it seems that they're getting worse.
And just the way that we picked them,
yeah,
they're getting worse.
I don't know. Well, then again, we did pick them.
We picked them according to
we
ratings.
picked them to the ratings on Netflix. The ratings they had on Netflix, so we started with the highest rated and went to the lowest, and that makes the most sense. Yeah. But the problem is, this is turning into an exhausting procedure.
It is.
Alright, plot.
Plot? No, I can't.
Go do the plot. Go do it. Whatever the fuck it is.
Alright, let me try it here. I can give a synopsis, but I don't know if I can give an event-by-event plot. The synopsis is, there's this doctor lady, plastic surgeon.
Well, no, the plot is exactly what the story is.
There you go.
Like,
okay.
We don't need a detailed sequence because there's no way in hell we'll be able to do it.
You're not getting that. There is a doctor lady who is a plastic surgeon whose husband died or something. And she got all of this tech, and it's really high-tech shit, like cold fusion laser. They call it dry fusion laser, which may be a thing. I don't know.
Dry ice.
But all these hot guys are being brought in for like experimenting by her.
All tools.
All tools. All shirtless tools. And they are doing these experiment things, and they
die.
They're being turned into a Frankenstein monster,
which
is the most attractive Frankenstein monster you've ever seen.
And also, it's just a guy.
It's just a guy. It's not a monster.
It's
There's no stitches.
No stitches. And the first time you see him, he has a bandage on his
gauze
head.
around it.
And a couple, like, you know, I don't know, like clear tubes. No clear tubes and whatnot that were coming. Like, obviously, they were just stuck into the back of the bandage.
If you've seen our Talking Cat review, when we said that the cat got hurt, they just wrapped him up with gauze and said, "Oh God, he's in pain." That's what they did with this guy. They were just like, "He's a monster."
What is this? It's a dude from Malibu.
That's about it. All right. Let's get into sort of a scene-by-scene sort of thing. Not actually, but...
Well, let's just go through the bullet points that we normally do.
Okay.
Characters.
There was Rich. There was Dan. There was Francisco, not his name. There was Mark, not his name.
We just
I saw Matt in the credits. I don't even know which one that one was.
I don't know.
And then there was Cougar Lady.
Yeah, there always has to be a cougar for some reason. Real or otherwise.
Damn it.
Okay. Cougar Cult was fucking... Terrible. This movie was just padded.
Okay, now let me, real quick. If you haven't seen our Bermuda Triangle review, we came up with a term called blue.
Going blue.
Going blue. Boil it down, essentially, it's where the movie is nothing but padding. It's where they just slow down all the actions that they do and repeat them over and over and over again to give an extra, maybe 10 minutes throughout the film. This movie went blue 25 minutes of the film. An hour and 15-minute film, 25 minutes of it was blue.
Also, there's another form of padding in these movies that are very, very common. It's usually in the form of fluids, involving mostly water.
Don't say fluids!
I know. Isn't that a great terminology? But no, it's either with these people swimming in this pool. Remember, that all these movies take place in the same fucking house.
Oh, yeah.
Either all these people swimming in the pool, in the hot tub, or taking a shower. And of this movie, there was, how many? I think it was 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes worth of no lines, no scripted and whatnot, just bathing.
Now, here's a little bit of math for you real quick. Hour and 15 minutes. Cut that in half. That's 37 minutes and 30 seconds. 7 minutes plus my 25 minutes, that's 32 minutes right there. If they had had 5 more minutes of padding, half of the movie, literally half of the movie, would have been padding.
Makes you think, doesn't it? These movies are getting more and more padded out, because if we start back at Billy the Kid, Billy the Kid had a couple going blue sequences, but the thing is though, A, they had talking in them. B, they were slow moving, but at the same time, though, they actually serviced the story, if you believe
And I don't think they repeated shots either. I can't remember.
Once they did. Yeah. But the thing is, though, it was for emphasis of a certain action.
Yeah.
Congrats, Dakota. You got that right. Not in this movie. None of the blue sequences. Alright, no. There is some plot involved with these blue sequences, but it stopped being plot after about 10 seconds into the scene.
10 seconds after the first scene. You could gather what they were doing in all the later scenes based off of what you saw in the first scene. They didn't need to show it over and over and over and over. Think of it like this. Think in Star Wars, okay? They had stormtroopers shooting things, okay? That was a thing that happened. Now just imagine that for every single stormtrooper, every shot that was fired,
they cut back to that same shot.
They cut back to the same boo, 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 boo. You would have gone insane. You would not think Star Wars was even close to okay if they did that.
I will say, though, unlike Bermuda Triangle, this movie didn't have blue scenes that were completely comprised of repeating shots. Like the last scene of Bermuda Triangle, which was just 3 takes that were just repeated over and over again. But going back to this film, all the characters are tools.
They are.
I don't think any of the acting was involved here. I think these people are just playing themselves. It's just an excuse for Dakota to get, a bunch of half-naked guys in his house for a weekend.
You got the one lady.
He throws the cougar in. These are probably all... I haven't done the research on it, so I have a hunch that all these cougars he's working with are actually legitimate scream queens from the old era, because he was in documentaries about the death of the scream queen and all that kind of stuff. So he's big into these types of things, but at the same time, I'm like, he just ensures he has that one female character so the rest of the characters don't seem completely gay.
And that's for now. They'll probably stop that at some point.
I mean, these movies are listed in the homosexual section under Netflix. I mean, I don't know. Again, we've said this. I don't know Dakota's sexual preferences and whatnot, but we're going by what we're seeing here. But regardless of what that is, it doesn't make a fucking bit of difference.
It doesn't make a good movie.
All these people are just walking around in either A, their underwear, or B, their bathing suits, or in C, underwear under the bathing suits because they're about to go get in the shower. And
oh yeah,
there's a couple times where you see the waistband.
Oh, okay. So during the shower scenes, this isn't a new thing.
Oh boy.
But during the shower scenes, there's only 2. Thank God. But the actors, who apparently still have some shred of dignity left, don't think that they should take off their underwear too. So they get in the shower with their underwear on. You would know this, however, because Dakota only films from this point up. Okay? That's all you see. But he wants to push it down as far as he can get. So occasionally, you see the rim of the underwear.
What was really funny...
Yeah. What was really funny about it... During the one time, he realized he went down too far, panned it back up real quick, and most likely did something behind the camera or directly said it to him. And then you saw him... He's supposed to be naked, just adjusting his waistband down an inch. What?
Alright, also, too, I this is a pet peeve of mine, and when it comes down to it, it's these needless shower scenes. I mean, I'm sorry, even softcore porn even gets to a point in where, you need
something to happen?
No, you at least use soap.
Oh yeah, they never.
I mean, that's just like a really weird little pet peeve of mine with this type of scene. Like, it's just them rubbing themselves in water. I'm like, this is so stupid. I mean, I understand. Like, there's literally like lots of porn literally out there with girls just like rinsing off in full clothing in showers and shit like that. I'm like, I don't get the appeal of this. Yeah, is it the Ricky Martin thing? It's like, we'll take our clothes off and go dancing in the rain.
Okay, let's. So yeah, that's us.
And he turned out to be gay, so I was like,
there's a stupid little moment there. Okay, let's get back to characters real quick. The lady, I didn't think she was terrible.
She wasn't bad. I mean, like, considering how hammy the character is written, she's not bad at all.
No.
But that gets into the acting. And
are we just talking about characters?
Just the characters themselves.
Oh, yeah, they're all tools.
Especially the character herself, she's a bitch.
There's one point in there, which I don't even know why they did it, but, like, she was trying to instigate a fight between them.
And she's like...
And it was, like, the littlest things. They were, like, all on, like, roid rage or something like that, because they were like...
what?
What? The one guy said something, and then the other guy, the woman, said, like, yeah, you tell him so-and-so, but she didn't say the name of the guy who said something.
Yeah, she said something.
She said something. I was like, what? I didn't say anything.
What's going on?
I didn't say anything.
What's he telling?
Dude,
what's going on?
I didn't say anything. That's all it was for, like, 2 minutes of them just, like, wrestling each other.
And it was funny, like, apparently, a little bit, like, this is the sequencing that makes no sense. Right after the scene, you see a shot of a couple guys playing ball in the pool with a beach ball. But the scene right after this, and this was literally like a minute and a half. This was like the first padded water scene. But like this was like a minute 36 seconds, and then right after this, it jumps right back to all of them. Apparently, right after the fight. And, like, they're holding, like, bandages to parts of them and whatnot. But, you know, A, none of them are sweaty. B, none of them are scuffed or bruised up and stuff like that. It's, like, the laziest form of filmmaking in the world. But then again, we also get to the Frankenstein monster, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But, like, then, it's like, it goes through, and, like, she's seeing each of them and treat their wounds. And, like, you know, this is the first guy, it's like, you know, it's like, you got a cut in the back of your head. It's like, yeah, I'm going to need stitches. I'm like, A, if you're going to need stitches on a slice in the back of your head...
If you have a head wound?
Yeah, you'd be in extreme pain, or you know, there's a lot of damage being done here. Like, you need to get that fixed now. And apparently, she just uses the fucking laser.
Oh, no, all right, are we done with characters? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's get
into the writing is the next
hold on. I know, into the writing, but then I want to take a little sidetrack right here. One thing we don't usually cover on this, props. Because the whole thing about this was the technology that she stole. That's what the one guy was after the whole time.
Well, she didn't steal it. The guy was trying to steal it. She inherited from her husband, who obviously is David the Cockatoo.
All right, we'll say that. They showed a picture of
her
dead husband, her late husband, who we assumed she was just trying to bring back, but it turns out she was just trying to make a new lover entirely. The picture of her late husband is a picture of the director, David the Cockatoo. I mean, not a lot of people would know that. We happen to look him up just because we're doing all these films. We wouldn't be.
And we have to do our research into the filmmakers, the actors.
I'm totally fine with directorial cameos.
We've also noticed one thing too about these movies, that all these movies have the same crew.
Yeah.
We noticed at the end of Bermuda Triangle. I think it's exactly the exact same credit sequence, just done in different fonts
and different music playing, no doubt.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and he gets all of his music from the same spot.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm good with directorial cameos. You can do that if you want. I mean,
it's not even a cameo. We actually looked it up. Out of all the cheapest, easiest movies he's done, he stars in none of the 1313 films.
Weird, but okay.
I mean, like, you would think. Especially in a movie
maybe
that
he just doesn't like being acting.
He is just sucking the dick of his house in these movies.
Well, let's move into writing with that. One thing that they said quite often in this film is how awesome this fucking house is.
Fucking house, bro.
Man, I haven't even seen all the rooms in this house. We have
seen all the rooms.
We have seen all the rooms in this house.
I mean, like, if we haven't seen all the rooms, we don't care to see anymore. Yeah. I mean, I don't care to see all the closets in the house.
David's still inside them.
Ow! Zing! Burn!
Don't sue us for slander.
We don't have enough views.
Anyway.
Not yet. We'll get up to the bully review, and then we'll run into problems.
So, overall, yeah, that was the thing. He's sucking the dick of his house.
The house is... When we first saw the house, when we watched A Talking Cat, I mean, like, it was like, wow, this is actually not that bad of a house. It's a little tacky on the inside. The furniture's kind of weird and whatnot. But after seeing the house in how many, 5 movies now? Because Talking Cat, and then this is the 4th.
No, Billy the Kid didn't have it at all.
Billy, that's true. That was the other house. That was the other house.
So 4 films now.
That was probably his house in Canada.
That's what I'm saying. That's his cottage.
Yeah, that's his house in Canada.
All right. So,
all right. So 4 films. So this house has been in 4 films. We've seen it.
We've seen everything. Now, I admit, not a lot of people are going to try to watch more than one 13-13 film.
Yeah, and we are doing this to ourselves.
So maybe he could get away with it to the casual viewer, but to us, it's just destroying us.
All right, have you ever heard of a movie series called the Death Nurse series? It's a really shitty, shot on shitty-o movie that was made way back when. The Cinematography did a couple of reviews of these movies. The first one was called Crazy Fat Ethel 1. Oh, wait, yeah. No, Crazy Fat Ethel 2, and then there was also... I can't remember the names. They're stupid movies. But for the most part, they're all done at the director's house.
There you go.
Like, it's the same house in every movie. I mean, you can make that work, because to be honest, actually, a lot of our early films all took place in, like, my house. Just because. But there was a problem. This is a distinction between us and them.
Budget?
No, we were high school students.
Oh, yeah.
This guy has been in the industry since the 80s.
86.
You could at least dress the house differently on the inside. The house never changes between movies.
Nope.
It never once changes.
Nope. The most change you get, I think, is different sheets. And even then, you're lucky if you got that. All right, writing. How's the dialogue in this? How is...
Stilted, very easily to guess. Yeah. Characters are very stereotypical and whatnot. There was a couple little funny zingers in there.
Yeah, there were a few. One of them, basically the doctor lady, she had a few good lines there. Don't get me wrong, most of her dialogue was utter shit.
It was some real, side groaning puns, but she was okay.
There was a character, Rich. He's like the tool of all tools in this film.
Kept making all the cougar jokes.
Fucking it's like the only one who's gonna get stuck with anything is her.
He's as subtle as James Cameron. But it's just, I mean, that's really the complete consistency of all the writing. It's just like everything's predictable.
Yeah.
You know exactly. But also at the same time, this is the same movie as all the other 13-13 films. So
they spend God knows how much time doing absolutely fucking nothing.
Well,
and then they spend the last 5 minutes.
Well, I was like, they spend all this time doing nothing, and then while other people get picked off one by one while doing nothing. And we never see how they get picked up. The only time we actually ever saw somebody actually get killed was Francisco. Again! The only time you ever see an on-screen death, it's the black guy. And
it was the same way, too, but
he gets beat over the head. I think this guy's got a Willie Lynch complex. He wants to beat black people.
Look at that. Anyway, we're going far too long. So,
I know, but all right.
Let's skip on to, okay, it falls into writing. I'm going to let him have
it. I mean, when it comes...
No. Towards the end of the film, there is a... she discovers that the one guy has broken in and discovered her creation. She says, "Who sent you?" And then she lists off some companies.
Two.
One of them is Miskatonic from the Lovecraft series.
Yeah, it's from the town Arkham, remember? It's a pretty cool idea. But the first one, they list, is Massive Dynamic. Now, any Fringe fans out there, you might like J.J. Abrams' work, you might not, it's okay, but when you name drop one of the most important parts of a series devoted to exceptional Fringe-style science, you don't fucking do it! I'm being really reserved here.
You should have seen him when it happened.
I fucking stormed out of the room as soon as she said massive dynamic, because the term massive dynamic appears nowhere else. We looked.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't like some sort of actual company.
No, yeah.
Or some other person had a hold on it.
It's only Fringe.
Only Fringe.
And I fucking love Fringe. Now, to be honest, actually, I'm a latecomer to the party. I'm only halfway through season 3 at the time of making this review. But the thing is, at the same time, I fucking love Fringe. It's a great show. Stop! I'm just... It breaks the age-old rule. You don't mention something better in your shit. It's like pieces of gold stuck in a shit log and whatnot. It's like...
Okay, alright, it's alright. No, I didn't!
You chose these movies!
Okay, writing. Done.
Cinematography is exactly what from the rest of the 1313 movies.
They finally did a shot with rule of thirds.
They did a shot with
one shot with rule of thirds.
And they did a Kubrickian tracking shot.
Well, they tried.
Well, they actually, it was more like Tarkovsky. Because his was a little bit more freeform. It's kind of like Mirror. But the thing is, though, yeah, it's shaky. He probably just didn't move the rug, so they went over the rug and then off the rug. But the thing is, it was well paced. It had a decent, even though, you know, the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, okay. Then they used it like 3 more times.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, no. And they used it with different characters, too, so no.
Oh! Shit. I just realized. I mentioned props, and then we never talked about it.
Well, let's talk about props.
The dry fusion laser, that's whatever the fuck it is. Who the fuck cares?
So
it's a fucking
book light.
That's all it is. And she's laying, the guy's laid down on the bed, and just...
Kneecap to face. Kneecap to face. That!
So it's apparently healing them, while at the same time turning them into her Frankenstein lover?
The science in this movie...
Oh, and then there's a little, like, sticky, like, tap-on, tap-off sort of LED thing.
So
she had that, it's just like, yep, your brain functions good.
So good. All those recreational drugs didn't even damage any parts of your brain.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't use so many parts of your brain. That was one of the funny lines.
Yeah, it's like, you have so many parts here that you don't even use. Thank you.
So much potential. Yeah. And like he thought that he was like,
my leg kind of hurts.
My leg hurts. I think he was the guy who was the drunk in Billy the Kid.
I don't know.
The guy who said my leg hurts. I don't know. Even if he isn't, I don't care. All these people are the fucking same.
Okay.
It's like looking at an Abercrombie and Finch catalog.
Audio. Standard.
I mean, like, the Folly sound was actually not bad. It's probably one of the better edited things in the total movie. The editing is horribly paced, as usual, but I also don't think that's really the editor's fault. I think it's just because...
No. Very, very beginning, that one shot when he comes in, and then comes in again, and then comes in again.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Okay, so he's entering the bedroom. He's walking in. He goes, here's where the bedroom door is. Here's where the post of the bed is. Here's where the second post of... Well, you probably can't see that, but here's where the post of the bed is. Here's where the second post of the bed is. He walks past it, and then walks past the second post. And then they cut to a different angle. He's walking into the door, walks past the post, walks past it again. Cut to another angle. He's walking in, walks past the post. They probably do that 2 or 3 more times. Holy shit, how do you fuck up that much?
That was the opening of the movie, too. And
we're saying that's padding? There's your prime example, where they have to reuse shots in order to pad.
This movie is literally only an hour and 16 minutes long, I believe.
Oh,
yeah. Like an hour and 16 minutes long, including credit time at the end. Yeah. So, and we've already said that over half an hour of this movie is padding.
Yeah.
And so the rest of it that actually is story or plot based is still slow as shit.
Oh, and when we counted padding, we didn't include this entire long thing of them just running or lifting weights or stretching because we figured it actually had some purpose to the plot. In the end, it really didn't. So You can add that in there too.
So you probably add an extra like 2 or 3 minutes in.
Not even 2 or 3 minutes. That was a long segment, the weightlifting shit.
So like 5.
So you're up to half the movie's just padding.
Half the movie's padding.
We can say that completely now. Fuck you.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Half the movie's padding.
Half the movie's padding. There you go. Official statement. All right.
And something tells me it's going to get worse as we get on.
So can you think of any other segments to talk about?
To be honest, actually, I mean, like, the more we're watching these movies, the less we can talk about, because we've already ranted about so much of the same shit in earlier videos.
We'll try not to talk about his house anymore.
I know.
God damn it sucks its dick.
I mean, it literally doesn't change at all. This is like, I think this was like the first time in the movie that I've noticed that the bed wasn't made at the end.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. They probably just went from one film to another.
Yeah, it's like it was finally like, oh my god, the bed isn't made.
Oh, continuity thing. It's supposed to take place over a weekend. They had a downpour that stopped every once in a while for that one day.
Yeah. It would rain in a couple shots, and then the next shot you'd be outside with a guy in the hot tub.
Completely dry.
Yeah, like, bright sun, like no clouds in the sky. Like, continuity's a bitch. When you're shooting inside...
if there's some reason you can't shoot outside, try not to shoot out the giant glass windows.
But the problem is, in every single goddamn room in this house is a giant fucking windows. Yeah, like, this guy, like... I mean, good for you, actually. Like, that's a really good... personally, I think that a house with a lot of windows is great. Because, A, you save a lot of power, and B, also, natural light is just a lot better. You get your vitamin D and all that jazz.
Downsides, you can't throw stones.
Yeah, which includes these movies. I mean,
Just say your final thoughts. We're fucking done.
That's it. I've got nothing else. You've got everything I have for this movie. This movie was exhausting. This movie was fucking and then when they referenced Friends, that's when I lost it.
Last 10 minutes, he was so close.
I was at the point I was just like, all right, let's go. And
so
then
what? You hear from Massive Dynamics? I don't watch Friends, so when that happened, I was like, what just happened?
I just raged.
What just happened?
And like, I would have felt silly afterwards if we had found out that Massive Dynamic was also a legitimate company that's literally meant for technology, but no. It's only Fringe.
All right, so are these your final thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay. My final... Oh, wait, hold on. Real quick. One thing that's positive.
A couple of the zingers.
A couple of the zingers.
Those are like the only positive things that I'm able to bring up in these fucking reviews. Yeah. It's like, once in a really long while, you'll have a half funny line.
Yeah. For me... I definitely wouldn't recommend it unless you want to see how padding is not done.
Unless you're a masochist.
That too. Overall, it's a bad film in its entirety. I can't think of one reason why you would want to watch it. You said it should be taught. The series should be taught in film schools.
Of what you never do in a movie. Never.
Besides that, no, I can't really think of even a single reason why I would want to watch it.
It's not even well lit.
The writing is bland, the padding is unbearable, and if it gets any worse, we're not going to have a movie anymore. We're just going to have a series of shots.
And our reviews are going to be really short.
They will be.
They're going to be on to like 5 minutes. It's like, same shit, different day. Bye.
The second verse, same as the first. But no.
And the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh, and the 11th.
Overall, bad film.
Bad.
Don't watch Frankenqueen. So what's next on the agenda?
Next on the agenda is Wicked Stepbrother.
Wicked Stepbrother. And with that is all we have to say. That is it. That is all of our thoughts encapsulated about this film.
So here's 10 minutes of padding.
Damn straight. You know what? Fuck it. We're not going for the whole 10 minutes.
Yeah, seriously. Get rid of the blue shit, David, to cock.
I have a blue house with a blue window.